War II to strengthen ties and possibly counter Western nations. NTD's international correspondent Arian Pavsdar has more.
The motorcade of North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un was seen in downtown Beijing on Tuesday. Also in China is Russian President Vladimir Putin. All three countries are being criticized by the West over their roles in the Ukraine war. China continues supporting Russia's economy, while North Korea has been sending troops to the front lines. In his opening remarks, Putin addressed Chinese leader Xi Jinping as a dear friend, while praising the strong relation Russia has been building with China.
Dear friend, both I and the entire Russian delegation are pleased to meet once again. Our close communication reflects the strategic nature of Russia-China relations, which are at an unprecedentedly high level.
Xi recently set out a vision for a new global security and economic order. He challenged the US and the West and called for a closer cooperation among non-Western leaders. And also on Tuesday, Russia and China agreed to build a new pipeline called the Power of Siberia 2. This comes despite US sanctions on China for doing business with Russia, thus funding the Ukraine war. The Oxford Institute for Energy Studies says the message is China is no longer even pretending to comply with US sanctions or care about what the West thinks. However, so far it's only an agreement. Much remains unclear, such as pricing, building, and timeframes, none of which were announced. And at least one top Russian executive says China is actually moving towards energy independence. Arian Pavsdar, NTD News.
And President Trump said he has been watching the situation closely to see what would come out next. In a radio interview earlier, President Trump said he's, quote, very disappointed in Russian President Vladimir Putin. That's because Russia hasn't followed through on promises made during their summit in Alaska 2 weeks ago. Instead, attacks on Ukraine have been increasing again. Now, the USS Missouri